everybody, I'm Rachel. Welcome back to my channel. So if we haven't met before, let me introduce myself. I'm Rachel and I am a mum of two. I've got Arthur, who is 7, Beatrix, who is 5, and I have another baby due in September. I live in the Peak District where we've renovated a farmhouse. I live here with my husband and children and pets, and I vlog about family and food. Today's video is a collaboration with the gorgeous, lovely, adorable SJ. So her channel is SelfEsteem. I will link to it below in case you aren't already subbed. She is a gorgeous mummy of 3. She vlogs about motherhood and her speciality is baby names. She is like the guru when it comes to baby names. She is a channel mum vlogger, and that's how I know SJ. We met when I was also a channel mum vlogger. She's just a really lovely person, so head over there and check out her channel and sub, and also check out her video which is all about how to tame the tiger mum. I will definitely be watching because if I'm not careful I turn into a bit of a tigress, and I think it's a really good idea to chill that side of you because nobody really wants to have a tiger mum, you know, it's a bit full on. And my video links up nicely with that because my video today is all about how to help your child when they're struggling at school. When I say struggling, I mean any type of struggle, whether it's academic or social. I'm not going to focus this video entirely on our own personal experiences because for the sake of my children I want some things to remain private. However, we have experienced lots of these types of struggling school problems. So my first tip when you find out through whatever means that your child is struggling at school is don't panic. It's really frightening when you first learn that your child is going through some emotional troubles, if they come home and burst into tears, if something really horrible has happened to them, if they are starting to refuse school, all of these things, or if you find out they're suddenly really behind at school, it's really easy to just go into panic mode because your heart and your whole body, you physically have a reaction, like your instinct as a parent is to protect your child. But it's really important not to panic. It's very easy, if you're anything like me, to go into almost being like a proactive parent, like too much of a proactive parent. Like, what can I do? Action plan, do. Like too fast, too reactionary, too knee-jerk. It's really important to keep calm, take a step back. Really important piece of advice here that someone gave to me, that any struggles that we have in life build resilience, and without resilience we can't cope with anything. So every single person, every single child at school, in your child's class at school is going through something of their own. It can feel sometimes like your child is the only one that's struggling, like your family is the only one that's having a hard time. That just won't be the case. So just remember that everyone's going through their own stuff, and that the positive side of struggle is resilience. They're learning resilience, they're learning about life, and you need those skills going forward. My second piece of advice is to really work with your teachers. They're with your kids all day, every day, whether it's a city school or a village school like our children go to. They know your child pretty well. If they've just started school and you don't feel like they know your child, let them get to know your child. So work with the school, don't work against them. They're your biggest tools in this whole thing. Whether it means speaking to the SENCO, so the Special Educational Needs Coordinator at your school, every school has one, or whether it's about talking to one of the TAs that might special in more like the pastoral side of things. Go to school, set up meetings, be what I like to think of as politely pushy. So it's your child, they've got your interests at heart. I know teachers are pressured and busy and you might feel like you don't want to impinge any further on their busy schedule. This is important, it really matters to you. If your child is upset because something's happened, or if they're struggling, or if they're getting upset because they can't do the work, it's really important that you communicate with school. Arrange a meeting with the teacher or the SENCO or whoever, and then arrange a follow-up meeting to see what's been done, to see if the plans that you've put in place are being carried out, to feed back. My third piece of advice for you guys is to see the bigger picture. So what I mean by that is, at the time when something's happening, it can take up all of your waking thoughts, like you're worried about them all day, they might come home in tears every single day, it seems to go on forever. But just remember, this is a tiny portion of their lives. They will get through this. It's that old nugget, isn't it? This too shall pass. The world and their life is bigger than this. They'll get over this. Like I said before, they'll build resilience and they'll move on. If you're having academic problems, just remember that academic success is not the be all and the end all. It really isn't. As adults, we know this, and it's really important to impart this to our children without telling them to not try at school. I find that hard. But what my point is that your personality and your happiness and your kind of confidence will get you through life way more than kind of really amazing GCSEs will. That is the truth. And just remember as well that the most successful people in life, many of them have overcome adversity, many of them have overcome really serious dyslexia and things like that. Many people, like famous celebrities, will talk about how they were really badly bullied at school. Sometimes the hard things in life are the ones that really come to make you find your inner strength. My fourth tip is to focus on building their self-esteem and building their confidence. So certainly in our own circumstances, what we found out was that our son was feeling really like low confidence because he was struggling at certain things at school. So what we did was really focus on the things that he was amazing at. So he's amazing at Lego. He's really amazing at stuff like gaming, stuff that I'm not that keen on. But at the end of the day, he really likes it. So it's really important to big up the things that they really enjoy. So for example, we took him to a Lego convention and we just really emphasised that he's really good at those things. We've been looking into coding workshops to take Arthur to, all those types of things. And I think it's really important when they come home saying things like, oh, so-and-so's handwriting is really good and so-and-so is really clever and they know this and this. I always say, yes, but can they build a Lego tank like you can? Because you are just the master of Lego. And I really big up that creative kind of engineering side of Arthur because he genuinely is fantastic at those things. My fifth tip is very, very simple really. It's something that my mother-in-law says a lot to me and it's so true, and it's give it time. So when you're in the thick of the problem and you're really stressed and it feels really hard, every day is more and more stress and more school refusal, for example, it can be really hard. Or maybe they're just not getting reading and that all their contemporaries can read and your child can't. Give them time. Remember that in like Sweden, they don't even send their kids to school till they're age 7. In my experience, more and more, especially with many boys don't seem to click with reading and writing and so on until they're about that age. Give them time. I'm the worst person for this and I'm learning slowly that just give them a chance. I wrote a blog post about how my kids hate sport. And then last week I sent them to the school sport club after school to improve their behaviour when they got home because I feel like they had too much energy. And when I went to pick them up, my son was scoring a try. They were buzzing. They were like, can we go next week? We love it, we love it, we love it. And I just thought, I've written you two off as sport haters and now you're saying you want to go to sports club. This is amazing. I think it's really easy to box your children into kind of, they're like this, they're like this. Give them a chance to change and develop and grow into their own person. My final tip number 6, is look at your options. So you've kept calm, you've worked with the teachers and other workers in the field, you've remained calm, you've got your perspective on things, you're not panicking, you've given it time, you've seen the wider picture, but maybe a year down the line, there's no progress being made. So at this point, I think it's important to consider your options. I would really be careful not to make a drastic decision here because again, I've got personal experience of this. I took my children out of school to home educate them. And as you'll see in a video that I linked below, it didn't work out. I don't regret it because I needed to try it for myself to know in my bones that it wasn't going to work out for me. So just know in the back of your mind, but keep it in the back of your mind, don't make any drastic decisions, that you've got options, whether it's moving school, whether it's getting some private tutors in, whether maybe you'll reduce your own work time so that you can tutor them a bit more, maybe flexi schooling is an option, maybe home education is an option. Every family is unique, every child is completely unique. what might be right for some kids, like a small village school, might be really, really hard for your child. You've just got to, once you've given it time and worked everything out, just know that you've got options. It's your child, it's your family, you know what's right for them. Guys, I really hope that this video has been in some way useful for you. Like I say, we've been through so much of the stuff that we've touched on today. And I just feel really blessed that our children really relatively don't, that it's not really big problems that they've been through, but I totally get it. At the time, it can feel like the most stressful problem. If your children are hurting, if they don't want to go to school, it's heartbreaking. If you feel like they're not keeping up with their peers, it's very stressful. But just always remember that they'll probably grow up absolutely fine. You'll look back on this period and think, what was all the worry about? Do head over to SJ's channel and check out her How to Tame a Tiger Mum video. I definitely will be doing that because I find it very hard to not be a total tiger mum about things, so I'll definitely be checking it out. Do comment below, have you experienced any of these type of things, and what type of tips would you pass on to other mums? Hit subscribe if you haven't already, hit the alarm bell to be notified every time I upload, which is Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays at 7. Bye guys!